It's another Color Me Purple review. We are reviewing the Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 9, ready to pop off. Y'all, where we left off for Episode 8, it was getting a little hot and heated. So let's see what they have for us in this episode today. They start the episode with a recap of Kimmy sharing with us that she's recently begun her radiation treatments. You guys, if you know or have ever been through cancer and radiation treatments, you know it's definitely a journey. So I want to go ahead and quickly give Kimmy a shout out and a prayer and let her know that we're all thinking about her in this time in her life. Of course, these episodes are pre-recorded, so we hope that she's doing well today. But let's jump right back into the episode. So we all are continuing to gasp at the fact that Tiffany ran up on Sheree talking about, do you think your pussy that good, baby? Is you putting it down on Martel like that? That he, you know for sure that he doesn't have feelings for his wife that has children for him? Honey, and for her to be grilling someone that she don't even know, y'all don't get me started. Let's get into it. They have a jam running while they introduce Tish and Marcel, y'all. Y'all hear that? Okay. But anyway, the scene cuts to Tish and Marcel. Tish is doing some packing, is what it seems, and Marcel's coming home. So the Scotts announced that they are moving. As we know, they were building a new home, but it was taking a while for it to come into fruition. Last season, they projected about a 2 to 3 year time span before it was complete. So it's cool to know that even though there's going to be a little movement, as Tish calls it, that they're going to be going into an apartment in preparation for them to move into their home. It looks like Marcel was just coming in from that conversation that he had with Martel and Tiffany at Black. Child, he started the conversation by saying that he thought that Tiffany was smart and witty, but baby, he don't think that she has any of that. Ooh. Marcel, I gotta tell you, baby, when this airs and her man see this, I don't know how he's gonna take it, baby. I'll for sure be beefing for a while. So Marcel continues his rundown of what he just heard from Martel and Tiffany, and of course, even Tish is surprised. Like, she don't even know Sheree, so how could she even step in and grill her like that in episode 7, boo? Not going to run down the details because we already know it was just too much shade given by Tiffany, and she was just minding too much of what was not her business. You got to learn to mind your business, baby. Child, they go into describing Tiffany as having a slick tongue and being messy and just misstepping and having ulterior motives, baby. Marcel thinking that she trying to date a cheater and maybe she just investigating for that cause. But we know that ain't the case. It just could be these raging ass hormones, or Tiffany's taking the opportunity to show us her shady boot side, baby. Child, so the episode cuts to Tiffany coming home to Lewis. But Tiffany runs down and introduces the situation with a game plan, boo. She starts to tell Lewis, okay, yeah, I had a one-on-one conversation with Sheree, a conversation between two women, and I did not expect, after texting Martel about a business plan, that he would take that opportunity to basically bombard me, two guys, to approach me about a conversation with a woman. Y'all already know Lewis was on 10. He's like, so you mean to tell me two guys approached you about a conversation that you had with a woman? Yes, and we all know where we all from, this is inappropriate. You don't approach another man's wife, especially if you know of this man being in her life. You know, it's just faux pas. It's just not what we do. You feel me? This definitely goes against homeboy etiquette. But anyways, y'all, even Lewis was surprised that she asked this girl, how does it feel to date a cheater? Ask her in her face. Child, in regard to Martel asking Tiffany, how many sex partners have you had in your life? How would you feel if I asked you that? Marcel said, girl, we might have to narrow that down to the last year or two. And Tish is like, well, that's disrespectful to her marriage because, you know, they've been together for like 2 years. And Marcel looking like, well, baby, I want to tell her business because I think it's some things that's been going down in the last year. Ooh. Y'all, at this point, Marcel's like, hey, Tiffany deserves to be questioned if you're going to be coming at somebody like this. And it seemed like he ready to go to battle about the situation because he's just not happy with it. Because at this point, honey, he got to know the things that he's saying right now on camera. It's going to come back to where Lewis want to beef with you bad. Child, he done called the lady a Karen. Now, with Marcel saying that from that situation, he gathered that Sheree is not quick to knock somebody out, Honey, for the process of reading between the lines and connecting the dot, it sounds like you saying that she should have been busted, baby. And I hope that Lewis don't come to that conclusion himself. Now, Tisha said she think it's because Tiffany got the prettiness getting to her and Marcel, like she ain't that pretty. Okay? Hot and heated, boo. He says she at least gotta be a dime or a quarter, baby. And from deduction, he's saying that she ain't either. Shots fired, shots fired. Pow, pow. Baby, get down, get down. I don't know if we could run with the pretty argument, though. It could be a little bit of something there, but all of the women here are beautiful. So I just don't want to get that too much credit to explain why Tiffany is acting the way she acting. So they cut back to Tiffany, continuing to let Lewis know that, yeah, they called me a Karen. They was cussing at me. They was coming for me. And you need to go have a conversation with your boys. You already know Lewis was already on that. But Tiffany is doing her due diligence and trying to get him riled up. Like, yeah, you need to go address them and have a conversation about that. So Lewis does say that previously, if Martel has ever had an issue, he approaches him about that. You know, and who knows? Maybe Martel was feeling like, let me go ahead and handle this business. It'd be nice to have a girl support. And it's just going to come out. Like I said, something like that you need to address before you try to move forward with some business conversation. Just too heavy to hold in. You feel me? I'm going to need somebody to talk to. I need to get this off my chest. So y'all know Lewis has a history of beefing with Marceau. So where he's giving Martel a little bit of credit and saying, well, I'm surprised about how my homie was acting. He coming for Marceau at the neck, baby. He like, yeah, he's approached me plenty of time asking me, oh, who you think you are and who this and who that. Straight ready to square up. If you want it, you gonna feel it, he said. He said if he wants it, he's gonna feel it, y'all. So let us stay tuned. Child, when they cut back to Tish and Marceau, even Tish is like, this is a lot of information to take. Like, her baby shower's coming up. How do I hold this all in? And juicy conversation deserves discussion before the event, y'all. And I got to tell y'all, if they don't talk about it before the baby shower, it's getting the showdown at the baby shower. And with reality TV and what we know, baby, they want to postpone that conversation. Child, Marceau says, skip the baby shower meatballs, honey. I want some damn popcorn. Turn it up, make it a show. So they cut back to Kimmy and Maurice. They're in a car ride, and Maurice makes the comment that, hey, your eyebrows are growing back. And she says, yeah, some hair all over the place is growing back. So that gives me the inclination that she's been on this process of doing her radiation. And sadly, y'all, we know that your hair falls out and you go through all types of bodily changes. So again, prayers and shout out to Kimmy because she's staying strong. She's staying beautiful. And kudos to Maurice because I know he is holding his baby down. Okay. I love that he tells Kimmy that she's beautiful with or without hair after she makes the comment that her hair is coming in a little thinner. And if you know of, or if you've been on a cancer radiation journey, your hair and in various areas of your body go through the change altogether. And baby, it takes a lot of courage to be able to survive this process mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know, Kimmy shares, like many of us women, that we're attached to our hair. You know, we feel like hair defines and sometimes definitely supports our beauty and our definition of our beauty. She then alludes to the fact that her hair even contributes to her sexuality and her feeling sexy. So I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple seasons ago, before this announcement of her cancer diagnoses, they had a conversation about Maurice wanting a little bit more sex and wanting to be a little more spicy in the bedroom. And, you know, Kimmy was like, you're demanding a lot. You know, I think he was wanting not just one time a day, baby. He was requesting at least twice. And she's like, well, damn, baby. I got to address this real quick, guys. If you're going to want some extra poo-tang in the bedroom, make sure you're putting in that work. Is you wine and dining your girl? Is you making her feel beautiful, sexy? Is you making her want you? Are you making her feel as though you that guy that she wants to bend over backwards for twice a day? If not more. Baby, do the work. And poor Kimmy worrying and wondering if this situation is affecting Maurice to where, yeah, the lack of sex and the sex drive that has reduced in her arena is going to affect him. If he was complaining about not getting enough before, baby, as of now, I'm sure she's just not feeling or having the energy to be able to keep up with his sex drive. I do struggle with the fact that she told him that the sex that she is having with him is for him. And of course, he's immediately feeling like, so you're forcing yourself to have sex with me in the process. I don't know if that was the best way for her to say that. You know, it's a different way you could have had that conversation saying, yeah, baby, my sex drive is reduced, but I definitely want to make sure you get off. Now, that's a different way of coming at this conversation, boo, and I probably would have supported it a little bit more in that respect. Because as of now, you set him up in a position to where when he is wanting to bone you, is definitely going to get his mans to drop a little bit, baby. Ladies, find a better way to communicate with your men about sex, because there are ways that you can communicate with your partner without diminishing their ego or putting them in a position to where they have to have this interior struggle of figuring out what exactly the hell you mean. Anyways, I'm glad the two were able to laugh that off. So they transitioned to Kimmy meeting with her girlfriend Andrea for some cerveza and salsa. So Kimmy details again that she's having a decreased sex drive, and you can tell, honey, that this is bothering her. For you to go into a situation that you have to give your husband less sex after he's already been complaining about no sex or not enough sex, I think all of us would be tripping and worried, especially when your man is fine, he's business savvy, he's got a hustle. Baby, he probably can get any bitch at this point. But I digress, because we know Maurice, and he seems to be crazy about his gal, Kimmy. We all know that they're sort of newlyweds anyway. Again, I don't support the fact that she told him that the sex is for him, because he's going to really be struggling with that mentally, you know. She comments that if they didn't have that conversation, he wouldn't know. And true indeed, it's best for you to have a conversation with your partner. But y'all better tread lightly about what you say so that you don't introduce trauma into your relationship. And she confirms that Maurice went far left with his thoughts. But baby, what did you expect? You kind of planted a seed. I feel for her though, because she says that the emotion just isn't there. And we get that, Kimmy. We get that. Because truly, as a woman, as a man, I'm just going to say as anyone, truly your sexuality is dependent on how you feel about yourself. I do think though, from what I see and what I've seen, Maurice will understand, hey, I don't feel beautiful, so I just can't do that today. Of course, we don't know what the long term is going to look like, because it is a difficult process to support your partner through these life-threatening and life-altering situations. But honey, when you got a good one, they gonna stick by you, boo. They gonna stick by your side. I see that in Maurice, but with him struggling about that chore shit that's going on in the household, baby, we just don't know who he truly is. But I'm gonna go on and shoot him some deuces and a quick prayer, baby. Gonna jump on board and support your wife through this process. If you're getting a little less poo-tang, baby, I need you to be okay with that. I think what's going to be important for the two is that they realize that there are couples out there who don't have this major life-altering situation going on, who also struggle with communication and sex in the bedroom. So don't feel any different from others. Don't feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Put in the work and make it work, baby. Make it work. Y'all, they show a quick clip about what's about to go down at Tiffany's baby shower. And baby, it looks like we are in for a show. So they transition to the scene of Tiffany's baby shower, and all the guests are coming in scantily clad. No, guys, they're coming in well dressed. So everyone says hello and begin to get some drinks and take a seat at the party. Y'all, of course, Tish is sitting with Kimmy. Nell Fletcher is sitting along with them, and they begin to discuss this whole, number one, why is Marcel not here yet? And Tisha lets them know, I think he's having a little beef with Tiffany regarding her discussion with Sheree. And Tish asks Nell, do you think that Melody has a problem with Martel dating other women? And Nell's like, no, I think she's done, and that situation is dead and gone for her, and she's no problem with him moving on. But she's also not ready to meet anyone. Tisha proceeds to give the group details about what she heard from regarding their conversation with Tiffany. And of course, as we all know, everybody is surprised when she drops a line of her asking Sheree about, do you think your cat is good enough to hold on to this man, boo? Everybody gets hungry for more details of this conversation, but Tish is like, that's why I need Marcel here, because he's the one with the business. So Melody comes in and she has a seat at the table, and Tish is letting her know, hey, we were just talking about Martel, he's dating and we don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And Melody's already like, y'all ain't gonna make me feel uncomfortable. Basically saying y'all can talk about whatever the hell we all want. But as we all know, y'all, it's gonna be a quick hot 5 seconds before Melody jumped from that damn table. And to no surprise, Melody jumped her ass up off that table quick when she heard about the pussy question. She continues to allude to the fact that she felt that when she sat at that table, that's why they started that conversation. But I don't know. They was definitely going to have to cross this bridge, baby, because it's hot tea. You just happen to walk into the line of discussion. So Stormy turns to Melody and lets her know that Tisha was also saying that Sheree claimed that she was a fan at one of her book signings, and that was the only time that they met. But of course, Melody quickly cleaned that up by saying, no, there was a hair show somewhere and I was a speaker, and that's the only time I remember her seeing her out in these streets. And leave it up to episode timing, y'all. Here go Martel and Marcel walking into this bitch together. But y'all, everybody looking at Melody like they don't believe her and feeling like you stretching the truth, baby. If you met Sheree at this time at her book signing, baby, just say that. Anyway, so Martel and Marceau come over to the table, giving their greetings. And Marceau, how the hell you gonna hug Stormy but don't even say nothing to her husband? Y'all, lesson number 1. As a man, you never greet a man's lady without hollering at that man first, baby. At least second, baby. Let's learn proper etiquette. Y'all, it took no time for Melody to chuck them deuces real quick. And in her little snapshot, she said, if y'all ever wanted to see me bounce, let me show you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child, the next clip cuts to Martel letting us know that, yes, he did come to this party to have a conversation about what Tiffany was saying to Sheree. So the show cuts to the gentleman walking outside and let the game begin. Child, Big Lou talking about, before I react to what I heard, I want to know what was actually said before I react to that piece. Coming for these gentlemen about to grill down. Bring them out, pong pong. Bring them out. Martel and Marceau try to get rain on this conversation before it goes left, and Martel's like, look, we ain't just pull up on your girl like that. We were actually discussing something that we wanted to pull off in Selma, but of course while we were there, I thought, let's go ahead and discuss what happened at my upscale party. And that he felt like he needed to tell her that it was very inappropriate and it was very disrespectful how she decided to come at Sheree. Child, and Big Lou is like, y'all two grown women and y'all went up to my wife. And Martel like, we ain't go up to her again, bruh. We was already sitting down for a conversation. And Lou like, well, y'all was having an extended conversation. And Martel's like, well, it wasn't an extended conversation, but I wanted to address that conversation that she had with my guest. And Big Lou continues to try to speak up for his wife, saying that, she has no negative intention, no malintention in how she was moving. She was just trying to take up for you, bruh. And Marceau was like, man, stop that shit. Stop. Because that's some bullshit. It looked like it then started to get hot and heated and loud because the guests inside could hear what was going on outside as Big Lou is getting big mad, talking about he don't understand why the conversation with Tiffany and Sheree has anything to do with Martel or Marceau. Saying this shit is pissing him off. Big Lou said, I'm finna go to your wife, Marceau, when I got a beef. And Marceau said, you ain't finna go to my wife. And Big Lou, yeah. I'm finna go to your wife, bruh. Marceau was like, listen. Of course, Maurice, who is on the interior listening to this beef go on outside, he like, let me go ahead and get up and see what I can try and pacify. He said he's gonna step out to make sure, hey, this is a damn celebration and not what I think this is. Child, I was hoping Maurice came out with a cool, calm, and collect head, but he jumped straight into the conversation, taking up for his brother and Martel. Maurice asked Big Lou, was she right for doing that? And Big Lou's like, I'm not going to claim that she was right, but I want to know, do y'all feel like you was right, even though you had a reason in approaching my wife? Yeah, you had a reason, but were you right? And y'all know, I'm already feeling like that's just running around in circles, bruh. Y'all really need to call this a truce because everybody kind of played a part in some chaotic shit. Let the ladies handle their squabbles, boys. Y'all, but then Martel responds and says, I don't have to go to you to talk to your wife. And of course, Big Lou has an emotional reaction, child, but he went ahead and put his hand on Martel's chest. Boo, if you're going to put your hand on my chest, you might be looking for some trouble. Never a good idea to touch someone when they're hot and heated because you just don't know how they're going to react, friends or not. In my world, though, I would appreciate, honey, if I touch you and we cool, boo, I'm going to need you to calm the fuck down. And if I call you a friend, we likely ain't going to go to blows about no simple shit. Anyway, it looked like it was getting ready to pop off, but Maurice is jumping in between Big Lou and Martel, trying to protect the situation from getting over the edge. I'm going to agree with Martel that Tiffany was definitely wrong. And if you follow me, you're watching my shows, you already know that's how I'm feeling. And I'm sure y'all feeling the same way, too. Period. So as it continues, I feel and I vibe with Lewis talking about, hey, if we was cool and y'all my friends, we homies, I would appreciate it if you come to me about an issue you have with my wife. 1, she's pregnant. 2, y'all 2 grown men. And I'm surprised that he said that there needs to be an apology to Sheree because like Maurice and Marceau's face are looking, honey, who finna make that apology? We all know Tiffany ain't the best one to do it. Child Marceau talking about he even feel like he deserved an apology because that shit went down in black and that Tiffany need to apologize to everybody as in a humanitarian gesture just for having them words come out her mouth. Tripping, y'all. Child, they cut the scene to Tiff, who is claiming that she is feeling nauseous and feeling terrible. And even though Stormy is there to support her, she only wants one person in this world, and that's her man, Big Lou. Happy to see that the guys hug it out and do a quick handshake as they enter back into the event. Leave it up to Marceau, who know that him and Big Lou don't even get along like that, to drop the line like, hey, by the way, this is a terrible baby shower. Come on, Marceau. You know that man don't fuck with you like that. Big Lou walks into Tiffany crying, honey. And it looks like all heck breaks loose as everybody surrounds her and starts to ask if we need to be calling 911. At the end of the scene, y'all, they show Big Lou them speeding off in his F-150. Stay tuned to Color Me Purple for another Love in Huntsville review. On to the next. Ooh. Ooh. What, my soul? Y'all stay tuned.